Hello friends, let's start with the CIB Advanced Bank Management Module A Unit 3 Money Supply and the Inflation, and based on that we are going to discuss MCQs plus a case study plus all these are based on the IIBF pattern. Okay, so friends, see here. First question: money is something which is generally acceptable as a what? So what do you mean by money? And it is generally acceptable as option number 1, medium of exchange, mode of barter, a previous metal, a precious metal, none of the above. So friends, remember, it is very easy question. Money is nothing but it is a medium of exchange. So first option is the correct. Okay, now the question number 2, the value of a commodity expressed in terms of money is called as. See friends, what they are asking, the value of a commodity. What is the value of anything? What is the value of this pen? It is nothing but the price. Okay, so see the options: value, amount of a commodity, sales item. How options are very close to each other, but you have to choose the correct option. So value of a commodity it is nothing but the price. Next question, question number 3, the name of the consumer price indices, that is CPI, released at national level. We have to find the name of CPI which is released at the national level. So friends, remember, you have to remember here itself that CPI is always released at the national level. Okay, one point you have to remember. So we have to answer which CPI is released at the national level. First option, CPI IW, that is for the industrial worker, CPI for agriculture and rural laborers, AL and the RL. Third option, CPI, that is rural and urban and combined, and fourth option is the all of the above. So friends, remember the CPI, right? The CPI which is released at the national level, is the CPI 1, 2, 3. Remember, these three are the types of the CPI. So they may ask, there are how many type of the CPI? There are 3 types of the CPI. Okay, for the industrial worker, agriculture and the rural urban combined. So there are basic 3 types of the CPI, and all these 3 are released at the national level. So option number 4 will be our correct option. Question number 4, the money supply data is published on fortnightly basis by whom? So friends, remember, here itself it is a one important point you have to remember, that the money supply data is released on the fortnightly basis. Okay, this is important and that you have to remember. Based on that also they can frame a question. So remember, in a one MCQ itself we are covering 2 to 3 MCQs. Okay, so in this fashion we will cover maximum possible syllabus. So here come to the question. The money supply data is, remember, published on the fortnightly basis by whom? First option, SEBI, second, Ministry of Finance, third, RBI, and fourth, NABARD. So friends, it is very easy to judge the money supply data is always released by RBI. It is very easy to judge, but you have to here in this question, remember, you have to remember that it is a fortnightly basis. It is a fortnightly basis, that you have to remember. That's why I have taken this question. Now the question number 5, under money supply concept, the term broad money include which of the following? So friends, see, what do you mean by broad money? See, there are mainly M1, M2, M3 and M4. So M3, mainly M3 is called as the broad money. Actually M3 and M4 both are the broad money, but mainly M3 is generally called as the broad money, and M1, remember, M1 is called as the narrow money. Okay, additional information, remember, M1 is called as the narrow money and M3 is called as the broad money. Okay, now what they are asking, the broad money, that is M3 includes which? So friends, you must know the definitions. I will repeat here. See here, M1 is nothing but, what is M1? It is the currency at the public, plus it is the demand deposit at the bank, plus it is the other deposit at the RBI, that is M1. What is M2? M2 is nothing but M1 plus saving deposit of the post office saving banks. What is M3? M3 is nothing but again M1 plus time deposit of the bank. And what is M4? M4 is nothing but M3 plus all post office saving deposits, all post office deposit excluding NSC. That is basically you have to remember that for M1, M2, M3 four formulas are very very important, that you have to remember. Okay, now see what they are asking in this question. What is the M1? What is they are basically asking? The broad money. So M1 is the narrow money and M3 is the broad money. So as I have already discussed with you the formula. What is M3? M3 include basically M1 plus time deposits. So here see the option. Currency with the public plus other deposit. It is basically very liquid money. So we can say it is M0, right? Then currency with the public plus demand deposit with the banks plus other deposit with RBI. This is definition for the M1. Next, currency with the public plus bank time deposit plus a time deposit with the bank. That is demand deposit plus a time deposit. So we can say here is the our answer M3. M3 is, you have to remember M3. Yeah, what is M3? M3 in that means M1 plus a time deposit. M1 plus a time deposit, and the word time deposit in our third option. So we have to mark third option is the correct option. Okay. Now the next sixth question, how the inflation calculated? See friends, inflation can be calculated as, how the inflation is calculated. Option number 1, price indices in the current year multiplied by 100, price indices in the base year into 100. Option number 3, price indices in the current year plus base year divided by base year into 100. And option number 4, remember, price indices in the current year minus base year divided by 100. Okay, so see option number, what is the inflation? Inflation is nothing but the current year price minus base year price divided by base year price and multiplied by 100. So this is the basic definition. So based on that, this is very easy. So you have to mark the option number 6. Option number 4 will be your correct answer for the question number 6. Now the question number 7. In India, the CPI, that is the Consumer Price Index, is released by. That is also very very most important and frequently asked question. So who releases the CPI? Very first option, Central Statistical Organization. Second, Labor Bureau, Ministry of Labor and Employment. Option number 3, Ministry of Finance. And the option number 4, Department of the Economy. So remember friends, CPI is released at the national level and it is always released by the CSO. How to remember? Just C for C. In this fashion you can easily remember C for C, right? CPI for C and here also C. In this fashion you can easily remember. And remember, it is published, see some notes are here. CPI is published monthly, right? We generally come to know that on a 30 or 31st we come to know what is the inflation and CPI, and based on that CPI we get our dearness allowances. Okay, so remember it is a monthly basis, it is easily you can remember, and it is published by the CSO, that is the Central Statistical Organization. Okay, so for 7th, first option it will be the correct option. See the question number 8. The term money supply retraces to which of the following? The term money supply, basically what do we mean by money supply? Option number 1, money in circulation in the economy, the money in the circulation in the economy, the money in circulation plus bank demand deposit. Third, money in circulation plus bank deposit. Fourth, the money in circulation plus bank deposit plus the post office deposit. Okay, so friends, here see how they can make you confused, but very basic question. The money supply is nothing but the total money in the economy. Here we can add the word total. The total money circulation in the economy, it is nothing but the money supply. Okay, very easy question. Question number 9 we are going to discuss. See, this is very important. Based on that they can ask you a MCQ. And now due to the pandemic situation, they will be asking easy level MCQ, so that you did not worry about the whether you will be provided with the papers or not, rough sheets. Okay, so basically question will be in easier format. So see what they have given: study the table and answer the following questions. So they have given currency with the public as on March 31st as well as June 30. So demand deposits with the banks, time deposits and other deposit with the RBI. Also they are saying that the saving deposit of the post office saving bank is 10,000 as on March 31st and 12,000 as on June 30 with the original maturity up to 1 year. Okay, no problem. And next what they are asking, what is the amount of narrow money? So friends, what do you mean by narrow money? Remember, narrow money is nothing but the M1, and they are asking M1. What is M1? It is the currency with the public plus demand deposit with the banks plus other deposit with the RBI. That is basically our concept. That is M1. So what is M1? Currency with the public plus demand deposit with the banks plus other deposit with the RBI. So just add these three values. You will get 14 plus 9, 23, and that is 23,200. Okay, orally you can easily solve. So you will get first option, 23,200 will be your correct option. See here, M1 is nothing but the currency with the public plus demand deposit with the banks plus other deposit with the RBI. Just put a value and you will get first option will be your correct option. Now they are asking the 10th question, same table, and they are asking question number 10. See what they are asking, what is the amount of M2 as on March 31st. So what is M2? M2 is nothing but M2. See, M2 is nothing but M1 plus saving deposit of the post office saving bank. Okay, so that basically that is the definition. So M1 we have already calculated, so M2 we will just add. See here, M2 is nothing but M1 plus saving deposit of the post office. So what is M1? We have calculated, it is a 2300. Add the post office saving deposit as on March 31st. See, they have given the post office saving bank deposit is 10,000 as on March 31st. So just add that value. So here you will get for M2, that is we got M1 as a 23,200 plus 10,000. You will get 23,200, 33,200. So option number 1 will be your correct option. Okay, so in this fashion you can easily solve. Now the question number 11, based on the same, they are asking what is the broad money. We have to find the broad money. What is M3, friends? M3, see, M3 is a broad money and it is nothing but the M1 plus time deposit with the banks. Now what is M1? M1 is nothing but the currency with the public, right, plus demand deposit plus other deposit, and when you add time deposit you will get M3. So M3 is basically a broad money. To calculate M3, just add all these four values, so you will get answer. Okay, see here, M3 is nothing but M1 plus time deposit with the banks, you will get 23,200 plus 83, you will get 106,200. Okay, M3 is very easy. M3 is nothing but currency with the M1 plus time deposit. M1 is nothing but currency with the public plus bank deposit demand plus other RBI. That is the for M3. And when you add time deposit, you will get M3. Okay, that is a M1 plus time deposit of the banks. You will get M3. It is very basic. Just remember the formula. You can easily solve these type of questions. Now they are asking next case study. See, 12th question is very important. This is important. This is now they are asking this type of questions. This is very important. So focus on the question. See, based on the table, answer the following questions. Okay, basically what they have given the base year 2013, 14, 15, 16 and 17. For the corresponding year they have given the WPI, CPI. Okay, so that WPI they have given and CPI for the corresponding year they have given. Now see, come to the question, what is the rate of headline inflation? What is the rate of headline inflation in the year 2016 on Y2Y, that is year to year basis? So we have to find on Y2Y basis what is a headline inflation. So friends, remember, headline inflation is always calculated on the wholesale level, is always at the wholesale level. It is also called as the WPI, right? The wholesale inflation is nothing but it is based on the WPI. Just remember, wholesale, it is headline inflation. So for this we have to note that to calculate the headline inflation we must use the WPI. Okay, so we come to know WPI. Now what they are asking, on Y2Y basis, what is the increase in 2016? So consider this line only. Okay, this line we have to consider WPI. For 2016 we have to calculate. For 2016 increase in inflation we have to calculate. So on Y2Y basis, that means on a previous year we have to take as a base. When there is term on Y2Y basis, take a base previous year. Okay, that is Y2Y, that means year to year basis. So what is here increase? Increase is 122 to 133. So what is increase? 11. What is the base year? That is a 122. Just multiply by 100 and so you will get 9.02. okay, as your answer. Okay, it is very easy. See here, solution I have also given in the notes itself. Here, see, headline inflation, it is also called as the wholesale price index based inflation. That is it is based on the WPI. So to calculate in a 2016 on Y2I basis, that is a 16 minus 15, you will get 133 minus 122, that's 11. So 11 is a, and base year is a, for a base year 2015 it is a 122. So divided by 122 you will get the rate. Okay, that is the 9.02. okay. So friends, in this fashion you have to solve this type of question. So how inflation is calculated? Current year minus base year divided by base year multiplied by 100. This is the basic formula for the Y2Y basis growth. Okay, now for a 13th number question we will discuss the same question they have given, same table, same data. What is the annual simple average core inflation over the entire period? So we have to find annual simple average core inflation. So very first I have to clear you the core inflation. Core inflation is always based on the CPI. So that information is very, very important. Through that information they can frame a question, one liner MCQ. So remember, core inflation, it is always based on the CPI. So what they are asking, the average core inflation over the entire period. So when there is our entire period, that means we have to take the current year as the final year, that is current year, and the base year as the base year. For the entire period we have to find. So what is the current year value? 160. And what is base year value is 100. So what is increase? 60. So 60 is our net increase over the entire period. So we have to find the annual and simple, it is the average core inflation we have to find. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 years except the base year on Y2Y basis. So to calculate the average inflation divided by 5, you will get a 12. So 12 is the average increase. 12 is the average increase. So divide that increase by the base year. Base year value is 100. So divide by 100, you will into 100, you will get a 12%. Okay. So 12% will be our correct option for this question. Okay. See here, explanation again. Core inflation is always based on the CPI. So CPI for current year, base year, you have to take the difference. That is that is for current year and the base year. It is a vice versa. Just ignore this. So for 2017 minus base year, you will get 60 as the total entire increase over the period. We have to calculate average divided by 5. You will get 12. And again 12, that difference divided by the base year value multiplied by 100. You will get an answer. Okay. Now next question. See friends, these are case study type question. These are very, very important. And recently they have trained to ask these type of question. See, on Y2Y basis, the core inflation was highest in which of the following year? So they are asking basically in which year the core inflation. Remember, core stands for CPI. So C for CPI you have to C for C. Just remember C for C. Okay, and we have to find in which year there was a highest increase. So for 2014 we will calculate. We have to consider the CPI. For 14, C. 123 minus 109 divided by 109 into 100. Okay, you calculate yourself. For 2015, Again we have to calculate, that is 132 minus 123 divided by 123 into 100, okay, for 2015. So in this fashion you have to solve for the given options. And see here I have given the solution here also. For 2000, see for 2013 how it has been calculated. See for 2013 there is 9 increase over the 100, so we can say 9% increase, okay. So in this fashion you have to calculate for each year. See the solution I have already calculated. For 2019 you will get 9% inflation, for 2014 you will get 12.84, for 15 7.3, for 16 12.12, and for 17 you will get 8.1. So which is the highest? You come to know that in 2014 there is a 12.84 percentage, and through observation you can easily come to know it is the highest, it is the highest. So definitely you have to mark option number first, that is the 2014 as your answer, okay. Now next question based on the same data. See question, which of the following is the correct order of years in terms of the ascending rate of WPI based inflation on Y-to-Y basis? So friends, they have made here one more complex question. They are asking calculate the inflation on based WPI based, and it should be in increasing order, arrange them in increasing order. So friends, I will give you a trick here. See friends, we have to calculate WPI based inflation, okay. So first we have to consider the only first row. See friends, even every year 2013 it is increased, 14 it is also increased, 15 it is increased, 16 it is increased, but in 2017 it is decreased. That means in 2017 the inflation is decreasing. Why? 133 to 132. So that's why it is, you can say, decreasing. And when there is a decreasing, so there will be negative inflation, there will be negative inflation, and we have to arrange them in ascending order. So obviously we have to take this negative value as a first value, okay. So just through observation you come to know here is a negative growth on a Y-to-Y basis, so that 2017 should be the at a first place, okay. And through observation you come to know only in second option 2017 is at the first place, okay. So you have to blindly mark second option will be your answer. In this fashion you have to observe, okay. Or if you have to go through the solution, just calculate WPI based inflation for 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17 on Y-to-Y basis, arrange them and see the options, okay. This is the solution I have provided to you. Now we have to move to the next question. See the theoretical question. It is not a theoretical question actually, it is also the case study based question, okay. See what they are asking, they are saying that it is observed that first, what is observation? First observation, the consumer price index based inflation, that is CPI based inflation, it is increased by 8%. The WPI, that is a wholesale price based index based inflation, is increased by 6%. Third observation, government claims that due to the implementation of the 7th pay commission there is an increase in the demand, that's why leading to increase in the consumer prices, okay. First option they have given CPI increased by 8%, in second that is WPI increased by 6%, and in third they are saying due to the increase in the salaries there is an increase in the demand, that's why the prices has been increased, okay. So this is the third option. And for fourth option, due to the increased wages, salaries, there is increase in the cost of the inputs, so there is increase in the wholesale price indexes. That means due to the increase in the wages, the cost of the raw material has been increased, and that's why the WPI is increased. That is the four basic observations. Now based on that observation we have to solve some question, that is case study pattern, okay. Now we will move to the question, you will easily come to know how they are asking the questions, okay. See the inflation rate 6% represented by wholesale prices is called as. So what is question? Inflation rate 6% represented by WPI is called as. See friends, here the here WPI rate has been increased by 6%. So what do you mean by it? That means they are asking it is represented by. So see, 6% it is a wholesale price indices. Okay, and we know the wholesale price indices, it is also called as the headline inflation. Okay, so just blindly just mark wholesale price indices, it is nothing but the headline inflation. Okay, this is important. Okay, so there is no calculation, just this is the question, conceptual question. Question number 17 we will move. It is observed that the CPI, it is observed that we have already discussed the first, second, third, fourth observation. Now we directly move to the question. What they are asking, the inflation rate 8% represented by CPI is called as. So friends, the rate which is represented by the consumer prices, it is called as the core inflation. It is also called as the core inflation. So C for C. So remember, core inflation will be our correct option. See friends, headline inflation, it is WPI based. Consumer or the core or consumer inflation is CPI based. Okay, so 2 questions we have completed. It is very easy. Now the question number 18th question. See the 18th question, what they are asking, come to the question. The inflation caused by information given at a point number 3. So what is the type of inflation in point number 3? Okay, so what is the point number 3? See, government claims that due to the implementation of the 7th pay commission, there is increase in the demand. See, when the inflation due to the increase in the demand, that inflation is called as the demand pull inflation. Okay, when there is increase in demand and the inflation caused due to this is called as the demand pull inflation. Okay, so what will be the correct option? The inflation due to the increase in demand at point number 3 will be demand pull inflation. Okay, it is called as the demand pull inflation. Now next question, the inflation caused by information at a given point number 4 is the core, headline, demand pull or cost push. So what is the point number 4? See here, in point number 4, what is they are saying, due to the increased wages and salaries, there is a increase in cost of inputs leading to increase in wholesale price indices. So friends, see, when there is a increase in the cost of inputs, when there is a increase in the cost of the inputs, cost of input, that means cost of raw material, when the raw material cost increases, due to this there will be increase in the inflation, and that inflation is called as the cost push inflation. So just you can easily judge the name itself here, it is a cost. So there in the fourth option there is a cost push inflation. So this will be our correct option. Okay, remember, I will explain here again. The core inflation is due to the CPI, the headline inflation is due to the WPI, demand pull inflation is due to the increase in demand, and cost push inflation is due to the increase in the cost inputs, increase in the cost input prices, or you can say increase in the raw material prices. Okay, that is called as the cost push inflation. Okay, so here for a point number 3, for point number 3, increase in demand. So we have discussed all the four. I will repeat here because it is important. See, when it is CPI based, it is called as the core inflation. When it is WPI based, it is called as the headline inflation. And when it is due to the increase in demand, it is called as the demand pull inflation. And when it is due to the increase in the cost of inputs, it is called as the cost push inflation. Okay, demand is pull and cost is push. That also you have to remember. Now we have completed that case study. Now we have to move to the next question, question number 20. The measure of money, that is M0, M1, M2, M3, include currency with the public, other deposit with RBI, bank deposit with RBI, demand deposit with the banks, and term deposit with the banks. The liability such as current deposit, demand deposit liabilities, that is a demand liability of the portion of saving banks, margin held against the letter of credit or the bank guarantee, balances in the overdue fixed deposits are included initially in which of the following? So friends, remember, all the liabilities like current deposits, demand liability of the saving bank, margin held against letter of credit or the bank guarantee, overdue, that all are included in the M1. That all are included in the M1. Why? Because M1 itself, it is a narrow money, and it includes the, basically it includes the demand deposits. M1 includes the demand deposit. Okay, and all part liability is nothing but demand deposits. So we have to mark the M1 as the correct option. Okay, now the next question, question number 22. Remember here one point you have to remember, it is all these all are included in the M1, as because these are the demand deposits, and we come to know that M2 and M3 are based on M1, are calculated based on value of M1. So we can say these are subsequently part of the M1 and M2 and M3 also. Okay, because M2 and M3 are calculated from the M1 only. Okay, so we can note here. So basic point is that. Now the next important question, 21st, the price index used in the India to calculate inflation for the policy formation. So which inflation is used, which index is used for the policy formulation for the inflation? So first option CPI, second option GDP deflator, third option WPI, and fourth option both 1 and 2. So friends, see, when there is a word policy formation, for that the India is using consumer price index. That is very, very important. But if you are having old books, in a old book they have given WPI, but remember WPI has been changed in 2014 August. Since August 2014 the government is using CPI for the inflation policy formation. So remember, the correct option here is the CPI. You have to mark. If you are having old book, remember the answer is the CPI, not the WPI. Okay, because it is upgraded. Okay, now the question number 22, the consumer price index measures at wholesale level, retail level, producer level, or the consumer level. So friends, remember, the CPI is always at the retail level. CPI is always at the retail level. Very easy question. And WPI is at the wholesale level. Okay, so here will be your correct answer. So very easy. Next question, which of the following statement is true about the inflation? Okay, first option they have given, a rise in the general level of prices lead to fall in the purchasing power. Obviously, due to the increase in the prices, purchasing power decreases. A rise in the general level of prices lead to increase in the purchasing power? No, it is a decrease in the purchasing power. Both 1 and 2, none. So we have to mark only the correct option 1. Inflation itself, it is a increase in the prices, and that lead to decrease in your purchasing power. Okay, next question number 24 we are discussing. The demand deposits are those deposits which are first paid on demand. Okay, it is correct. Paid on maturity? No. Are very liquid? Yes, they are very liquid. That's why they are payable on demand. And fourth, they are less liquid. No, they are not less liquid. So what is correct? Paid on demand and they are very liquid. That means A and C are correct. So what is the option? Option number 3. A and C are correct. Okay, very easy question, important question. Question number 25C. The term headline inflation stands for which of the following? In the previous questions I already explained, the headline inflation stands for the at a wholesale level, that is wholesale price indices. Okay, so first option will be our correct option. Don't look at rest. Very easy. Next, 26th number question. Which of the following price index measures the prices at the retail level? We know retail, that means consumer, CPI. Okay, very easy. We will move to the next question. Question number 27. Which of the following price index is used in India for the purpose of policy formation? I have already told in the previous question. CPI, that is mainly a CPI combined. Why it is combined? It is having 3 types. I have already explained. The CPI is having 3 types, and CPI is used for policy formation. Okay. Now question number 28. Inflation can be defined as. First, A, it can be defined as the general decline in the price level. No, inflation itself, it is an increase in the price level. Second, it can be defined as the general rise in the price level. Yes, it is correct. It lead to the increase in the purchasing power. No, it is a lead to the decrease in the purchasing power. It lead to decline in the purchasing power. Yes, it decline, leads to decline in the purchasing power. So what is correct? A and D. So option number C we have to mark. Inflation, it is a increase in the prices and decrease in the purchasing power. Price increases but purchasing power decreases. Okay, so A and D. Next, next we have to see decline in the price level. A is correct, and next is the A. He defined as the general decline in the price level. C, A and C here. I am got confused here. What do you mean by inflation? Inflation is the decline in the price level. No, it is a increase in the price level. Option number B. It can be defined as the rise in the price level. Yes, it is rise in the price level. Option number C. It lead to increase in the purchasing power. No, it lead to the decrease in the purchasing power. Option number D. It lead to decline in the purchasing power. Yes, it lead to decline in the purchasing power. So B and D are correct. So we have to mark B and D are correct. Okay, remember this type you have to solve. Now very easy question that was actually, but see this type of question how they are framing, very easy. You come to know by reading the given options, but again they are framing the option in the options. Okay, that's why you may confuse. Remember, question number 29. Which of the following term represents broad money? We all know M3 is a broad money and M1 is a narrow money. Question number 30. Which of the following monetary aggregates include the post office deposits? M1, M2, M3. We have gone through the definition. In M4 there is a M3 plus a post office saving deposit excluding banks. So we can say only M4 includes the all post office deposits. So there is no option M4. So none of these you have to mark. Okay. See the explanation. M4 includes post office deposit. That is M4 is equal to M3 plus total post office deposits excluding NSC. Okay. So fourth option is correct. Remember this type of question is very important. This is tricky question. But see how to you should know the formulas to solve that question. So I request you always mug up the formula M1, M2, M3, M4. If you write 3 to 4 times, you can easily remember the formulas. Okay, now we have less time. We will move to the next question. Which of the following refer to the inflation rate? See friends, how the question is framed here. They are asking which of the following is refer to the inflation rate. So we have to deal with the rate, not the inflation. Okay, see, a rise in the general price level over a period. It is called the inflation, not the inflation rate. The change in a price level over a period of time, it is a change in the inflation. Third definition, the annualized percent change in general price index over the time. It is the most correct and the accurate. See, all the data they have given in the option are related to the inflation, and you can observe that all of the above are correct, right? But remember, we have to find the most accurate. So third option is the most accurate. This is the most accurate. So you have to mark. This is important. Mark. This is the very important question, because they are asking about the rate, not the inflation. If they are asking about the inflation, then you can mark fourth option. But here they are not asking only inflation, they are asking all inflation rate, about the inflation rate. So third option you have to mark. Okay. Now question number 32. When inflation is caused due to the rise in the cost of production of the goods and services where there is no suitable alternative is available, it is called as. So friends, when the cost of raw material, that is cost of input is increased, that is called as the cost push inflation. So we'll mark that option, that is option number 3, cost push inflation. See how to judge the name itself, it is a cost in the question, so there should be a cost in the options. This is for the people who are not able to remember the concept, not able to recall the concept. They can follow these type of tricks. Okay. After all, we have to just pass. We don't need to make a PhD. We have to just pass. Next, question number 33. Which of the following statement is not correct? That means we have to find the wrong statement. Okay, in this type they are framing not a correct, so we have to find the wrong. Okay, first, wholesale price indexes reflect the change in level of the prices of baskets and goods at a wholesale level. It is a correct. Wholesale. Consumer price index reflect the change in the level of the prices of the goods at household level, that is retail level. It is also correct. Third option, the CPI, that is consumer price index in India, is of two types. It is wrong. I have already told you in the previous question, CPI having 1, 2 and 3 types. Okay, CPI is having 3 types. So this is wrong. So you have to mark third option is the not a correct option. Okay, and fourth option, go through the food inflation index represents change in the food item. It is also correct. So mark the third option. Now 34. Which of the following formula is used for calculation of the CPI? So how CPI is calculated? First, they have given current year price divided by base year price. Second, base year price divided by current period price. Third, base year, that is base period price divided by current period price. And fourth, base period minus current period. So remember friends, here you have to remember that CPI is always calculated at CT, that is current year, divided by CB, that is base year, and multiply by 100. This is the formula. Okay, so for 34th question, what will be the correct option? That is the first option, current period divided by base period price into 100. So that will be our most suitable answer. Okay, now we will move to the next question number 35. The narrow money consists of, what is narrow money? Narrow money is nothing but the M1, and M1 it is the currency with the public plus demand deposits with the banks plus other deposit with the RBI. So first option is correct. Okay, so no need to look at the other options, just mark first option, narrow money. We got the definition, very easy to remember, right? Next, 36 question number. The time deposits are paid on demand, not paid on demand, relatively less liquid than cash and demand deposits. So definitely time deposits are not paid on demand, right? So not paid on demand, and they are less liquid than the cash and time deposits. So it is also correct. So both 1 and 2, this is not the option they have given. Remember, time deposits are less liquid than cash, obviously, and demand deposit, it is also correct. It is also correct. So paid on demand, so here should be 1 and 3. Here should be option 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. We have to mark this 1 and 3. Time deposits are 2 and 3. Here should be 2 and 3. Okay, so time deposits not paid on demand, and they are less liquid than the cash and demand deposits because they are not able to easily withdrawable. Okay, so option number 2 and 3 will be our correct option. There are some typing and printing mistake by my colleague. So next, question number 37. Which of the following is known as the core inflation? So friends, core inflation, it is a WPI based, it is called as the wholesale, it is called as the headline inflation. The demand pull inflation and the cost push inflation are the type of the inflation, and the consumer inflation, it is also called as the core inflation. So what will be correct option? Consumer inflation is called as the core inflation. Very easy, C for C, just remember. Now 38. When inflation is caused due to increase in aggregate demand for the good and the services by consumer, it is called as. See, when due to the increase in demand, the inflation rises, and that inflation is called as the demand pull inflation. Okay, so when there is word demand, you can just observe the word demand. Okay, when there is increase in demand, there will be increase in the inflation, and that inflation cause is called as the demand pull inflation. Next, time deposits are those deposits which are paid on demand, wrong. Paid on maturity, correct. They are liquid, no, they are not liquid, none. So option number B, they are paid on the generally they are paid on the maturity, like our fixed deposits, like our cash receipts, you can say. Okay, now the 40 demand deposits are paid on demand, yes. Not paid on demand, wrong. Relatively less liquid than cash and demand deposits, they are less liquid than a cash and demand deposits. So here they are comparing that demand deposit with the demand deposits, so we can see it is not possible, but they are less liquid than the cash if that sentence is correct, because cash is the most liquid. Cash is the most liquid. You can have cash, you can buy anything, right? So both 1 and 2 is also not, so we can say demand deposits, only option 1 you have to mark, paid on the demand. Okay, but sometime remember, if they have given the they have not given this line, then which will be the possible question? Demand deposits are paid on demand and they are less liquid than the cash. It is also correct. So both these two, both will be correct option. But here in this case they have given that means you are comparing demand deposits with the demand deposits. I don't know how the question has been framed, but I think there should be, ideally that line should not be there. Ideally, if I have to frame the question, that line should not be there, and paid on demand, not paid on demand, and so here 3. So we can say this type of question, in this you have to mark both if the question is like that. Okay, if you know the basics, then you can easily mark this type of questions. Now question number 41. See, which of the following is included in the source of money supply? See friends, as per the this is important because most likely they can ask this question. How they can ask? According to the RBI, as per the latest notification, how many types of the sources? So basically you have to remember there are 5 type of the sources for the money supply as per the RBI. That line you have to remember. So which are that sources? Net bank credit to the government. Second, bank credit to commercial sector. Third, net foreign exchange assets of the banking sector. Fourth, the government's currency liabilities to the public. And fifth, banking sector's net monetary liability other than the time deposits. So all of the above. So sixth option, that is all of them, will be our answer. So you have to take away important point. You have to take away point is that as per the RBI, the sources of money supply are of 5 types. Just that line you have to remember. You don't need to remember all that. Just remember there are 5 types. Okay. Now the question number 42. Which of the following term represents the narrow money? M1 is narrow money and M3 is a broad money. It is most times repeated question. That's why I have also repeated in our MCQ series. Okay. Now see, narrow is M1, M3 is broad money. Okay. Now the money supply refers to, what do you mean by money supply? The amount of money in the banks, the amount of money with the people, the amount of money in the circulation, none of the above. Right. So I have the very first question, first or second question I have already explained to. Money supply refer to the total amount of money in the circulating in the economy. It is very basic question. Okay. Now if you are working with the bank, don't mark the first bank as option. Right. And if you are having money, then don't mark second. Right. So you just go through the definition. Money supply itself, it is the amount of money circulating in the economy. Okay. Now the 42, question number 42. The new expenditure patterns are allowed to show up to which of the following? It is a very important. It is the very important. Very important. This is most expected MCQ. See, the new expenditure patterns are allowed to show up to which of the following? First, headline inflation, core inflation, GDP deflator, or the CPI. So friends, see here. The new expenditure pattern include the term GDP deflator. Right. The GDP deflator shows how your expenditure pattern. So remember, when you observe the word, the expenditure pattern, just mark the GDP deflator as the answer, because through the GDP deflator only you can come to know your expenditure pattern. So this is the latest update, that you can calculate the inflation based on GDP deflator also. Okay, this is important. Now we have completed, and important thing you have to do, you have to subscribe our YouTube channel Bankers Zone. Okay, on that you will get all the videos. Also you will get banking updates on our YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe Bankers Zone. Next, you have to download the Android application from the Play Store. It is available on the Play Store for CIB preparation. The name is Bankers Zone CAIIB for the application. Okay, I will give the link in the description to download the application. So in that app you can freely avail and watch the video without any ad. Okay, next, and next is the, you have to join our Telegram channel. If you are preparing for CIB, there is a group for CIB discussion, and for that you have to join our group. And to join the group you have to search on the Telegram @CAIIBBZ. Okay, you have to search on the Telegram. And next, if you want the PDF, that PDF we generally provide on our Telegram channel. That is the name of the channel is Bankers Zone PDF, and for that you can search @Bankers Zone Official. So on Telegram you follow and join our these two groups. And also remember, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel also. And the PDF notes I am going to provide in app. So if you want the PDF of this lecture, that PDF I will be providing in our Android application. Okay, so friends, we will continue our discussion of the next chapter in the next video. All the best friends.